am the Marvel artist. I'm working on X-Men Gold, one of my favorite books of all time, but don't tell Marvel I said that. And I'm working on Superwoman covers, and I work for Hasbro, and there's some other cool stuff. And I'm drawing comics. It was a long time ago, probably before most of you guys were born. I was in 1993, and I was lucky enough to get my portfolio looked at from Marvel Comics, and I got landed a job called Excalibur, which is part of the X-Men office. And my first sort of real break was the next book, was a book called Asia Apocalypse, which is they built a few movies on. It's pretty crazy, and that sold like millions of copies. It was an amazing time, but I was only in the business like 6 months at the time, so it was insane. It really depends on what you want to do, and most of the time people want to do storytelling, so put storytelling in there. I mean, set the scenes. You really, like, you are the cinematographer of your own portfolio. So a lot of people, what they do is they say, like, oh, I do a wicked poster or awesome pinup. That's not really going to get you a job in comics. What you need to put in there is storytelling, because that's what the medium's about. It's about taking the scripts and telling stories. If you can't tell a story, you better learn how to tell a story if you want to move on. You know, I watch a lot of anime, I like watching movies, a lot of cool things. And my trick is sort of, okay, now there's no ways. I like to move my camera around a lot. I like to make it more interesting and not really static. But I'm notoriously bad at leaving room for word balloons. I don't worry about the word balloons. So my books sometimes get a little cramped because I'm not taking everything into sort of like, I'm really not worried about what other people do. I worry about what I do. So my work really took off when I started inking my own work, because I was always a penciler, and I would pencil and I hope for the best, and maybe an inker understood what I was doing, maybe didn't. So controlling every aspect of your work really works best. So if you pencil and ink, try and learn that skill and figure it out. So it took me 5 years in the business before I even started to think about inking. But really, inking your own stuff was a really key to my success, because now it was exactly what I thought was actually on the paper for the first time. I do a lot of visual work. I like doing visual work because it's immediacy, and it's in a digital format. So when I'm designing for Hasbro or designing for Lucasfilm or one of those kinds of places, it is totally one of those things where it's digital, it's right, it's immediate. I use a lot of the Autodesk products. You know, they're just easy for me to use. I'm not a really techie guy. I want to be able to go, hey, click this icon and make it a pencil. Hey, click this, make it a marker. So you want to make, for me, it's easier to make it. It's easier if the program is easier and the barrier of entry to use it. I don't think PhD in biomechanics be able to use it. I just want me to go, this is a marker, this is a pencil, click it and go. Wow. I think of the thing that when the first time I ever did, I worked for Lucasfilm, really cool stuff, and I did these illustrations for them for the licensing group. So when they actually announced the name of, I think it was Revenge of the Sith, they actually did it at San Diego Comic-Con. So they invited me to come to I guess they're sort of like their seminar. So I went, there's 5,000 people in the room. I'm sitting there and, I'm listening to them, and they waved to me from the crowd. Everyone in the crowd's kind of looks over like, what? Like, who's this guy, right? Because Lucasfilm brass goes, hey, good to see you, Ken. And I kind of sat there, and then they said, and now what you've all came for, they put my artwork on all the screens, and then it said, Revenge of the Sith. I think people love the story of a hero. A person who is more than they appear. That hasn't changed. We still love that story of the underdog being able to do amazing, unbelievable feats. And I think we always wondered, if we had those abilities, would be like, if you had the powers of Superman, would you be a Superman? You know what I mean? And I think that's great to read a book about a guy who could do anything. And imagine if Superman was a villain. That would be devastating for that universe. But he chooses to do the right thing all the time. And I think that's so great when I think we resonate with those stories, Somebody who's always doing the right thing, because we don't always do the right thing. That's why I think that the appeal of superheroes is so great. And also Spider-Man is one of those characters where it could be any of us, getting bit by a spider. Now you have gifts with these powers, what do you do? And I think that story resonates with most people. And I think we understand that the journey of a hero.